All right. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, people. Hello, hello. We are back. We are back. We are back. We're back. So, welcome to the Woke Africa Show. And people, this is real. This is live, and this conversation is real. So, I know that the family is going to join very soon. Um, I'll just wait for you to join me while we prepare. Okay, um, so as you all know, in the George Floyd case, Derek Chauvin or Derek Murderer or Chauvin or whatever he's called, um, has been sentenced. Oh, sorry, not sentenced. He's been charged. He's been charged. He's been charged. So I'm just waiting. Hello, hello, and welcome. I see you. I see you. Welcome to the Woke Africa Show. I'm just going to put the link here because we're continuing. We are on StreamYard now. So I just posted the link. Please call in, join me in this conversation. So as you know, we were already talking about how this whole situation has turned around, okay? How this whole situation has turned into. And, the fact that these rioting actually started by, officers, you know, allegedly, because if what we're seeing in the video, if what we are seeing is true, then you can just imagine. You can just imagine. So we're saying that, personally, I wouldn't even say that I am too excited about this charge, okay? Because it's not as if like when he was strangling this guy, he didn't know that he was killing him, because even bystanders kept screaming, "You're killing him! Stop this! You're killing him!" And he ignored it. You would think that he would even readjust his position or do something. But every cry, everything was ignored. Every cry was ignored. Welcome once again to the Woke Africa Show. This is StreamYard, and I believe that now you can join in the conversation. So I've posted the link in the chat box. So just click on it and join me, and let's talk about this. If you have any new details, you can bring it on board. You can bring it up, and we can discuss about it. So the point is, there is strategy going on somewhere. Someone is strategizing. The death of George Floyd was an act of murder in the first degree. Okay, so if you're not even going to charge the man with first degree murder, second degree, well, But third degree, well, let's see how this goes, because no one is getting off on this one. No one is getting off on this one. And so that is what we must do. We must keep, pushing with our voices. And we look, don't you have senators? Don't you have your representatives? You must write to your representatives. You must write letters to your representatives. Tell them what you expect out of this trial. Tell them what you expect. Because I don't think that we are even over the Ahmaud Arbery situation. We're not over the Ahmaud Arbery situation. We're still waiting for trial. We're still waiting for trial. And this is happening again. So my question is, are some people taking advantage of the fact that, hey, you, I have one person watching my stream right now, and I see you. So you can say hi. It's just you and me. It's just you and me. You can say hi for me to know you're there. Okay? So that is the situation that we are presented with. And guys, I only came here to do a part 2 of this so that I can have all the guys that wanted to join in, actually come in and for us to have a discussion, especially Mr. Pirate Brain, David, to join us here, and let's have a discussion about what he wanted to say. So let's hope that he joins us. In the meantime, the cop was actually charged with third-degree murder. What's your feeling about that? What is your feeling about that? What's your feeling about that? So so guys, this is the 4th straight night of protest in Minneapolis, and the site where George Floyd was killed, and the demonstrations are also underway in cities including New York, Atlanta, San Jose, Houston, and elsewhere in the cities. Protesters in Atlanta are facing off against police in front of CNN headquarters as we speak. So protest is still ongoing nationwide about this situation. While in New York, there's a large demonstration, that has convened at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. In San Jose, the protesters have marched onto the highway. And, it's becoming a nationwide thing. It's gathering momentum. It's gathering momentum. So if you ask me, is somebody going to get away with this? I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do this. I don't know. Because there's protests mounting up in all of these cities. There's protests. Hey, David.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. And I guess it's just you and I for now.
Yeah, I wanted to mention to you before I start, my phone, for some reason, every 20 minutes or something, it acts up. I don't know if it's with the Streamlab or what, but the audio and everything will go out. So just in case, I'm letting you know, after a while, I might have to log out and log back in.
No, that's no problem at all. That's no problem. And welcome. I love your sweatshirt.
Oh, this sweatshirt actually, a guy named Vinny with Special Nobody's channel sent me this shirt. I buy black man.
Whoa.
And,
Whoa, you're looking great. You're looking great. And that's the first thing I noticed, that you know, the shirt was really great.
What I wanted to mention to you is that precinct, they left that precinct and they had guns and everything, so they could have held those protesters at bay. But the problem is, a lot of people think there's actually more police officers than there really are in the city. There's not that many. They have, that precinct might have 20 officers there, 20 cars maybe. So, but they have those 4 officers they've been protecting. I don't know where the protesters were at their house because somebody leaked out their addresses. They had lines of officers in front of their house, barricading their house, their home. So they chose to abandon the police precinct and go protect this rotten crap officer. And I believe, I don't have proof, but I believe they set that place on fire to retreat from. I believe that. I don't think, I mean, I know they threw a fire out in front, but I don't believe they breached that police station without them allowing them to do it.
Yeah.
And along with the police officer that was breaking in the window, setting fire to AutoZone, the police are involved in this. They're dirty. And just because that young mayor has a smiling face and looks cute, don't think he's not a devil just like the rest of them. He is. Because he could have put a stop to it. And I'll tell you another person. This guy used to be head of the DNC. I forget his name. He's a Muslim guy. I have to look it up. He's Attorney General in Minneapolis now. Everson, Keith Everson, I believe that's his name.
Okay.
He's the Attorney General. He could have pressed charges the same day if he wanted to.
Yeah.
They're all dirty and they're all trying to keep this going. They're trying to take their time so that we can forget about it. But when we started, I won't say we, because I believe most of the white people were burning this place up. My father came on to called me to tell me, well, see, there's some white people in the protests. I was like, yeah, but don't think they're their friends. They're co-opted because we were doing it peacefully. Mighty funny how at night it became violent. And see, thing about it, those white folks, they can slither on back to their suburbs while the police stay in our communities and blame us for all the damage.
Yes.
You see, and then Trump comes on TV. Now, I know what you said about young Farrell. I don't believe that about Trump. I met Trump when he was in Florida. Anybody that's telling you Trump is decent has lost their ever-loving mind. This guy is a white supremacist. All the time, and if you think it's anything else, then you got to suspect their agents. You got to suspect it because this guy is calling us thugs. He's not calling those white people thugs. You remember when that girl up in that white girl up in Virginia? He said there was good people on both sides.
Yep, I remember.
So if you're gonna let these white folks infiltrate your mind, and then they say, well, they're not that bad. Something's wrong with you. And we got to stop with all this forgiveness, all of this stuff. They've declared war on us. They've been calling for a race war for a long time. You know what? And we're saying, yeah, it's going to be a race war. Wake up. It's a race war right now.
Yeah.
It's not going to be. It's not that they're thinking about it. It is one. And we got to, like you were saying, you were looking for a platform. We got to find another place to strategize because it's like we're moving up into the living room and talking about what we're going to do to them.
I mean, for me, I just think that you cannot hit somebody in the face and expect that person to not hit back. It's not logic. To every
Right.
action, there's a reaction. That is
Right.
why, as decent people, we must always seek to treat others the way we want to be treated. Because it doesn't even matter if this is their platform or not. At the end of the day, if you hit somebody straight in the face, they're going to hit you back. You
Yeah.
see?
I mean, but like
So
last night, Trump.
I'm
Oh,
not
excuse me. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm not saying this to say, oh, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, or whatever, but that is the truth. That is the law of nature. To every action, there is a reaction. It's science, and it is part of everyday life. So you don't expect
Right.
to be killing a group of people, and then you don't expect them to respond. It doesn't happen. Please go ahead, David.
Yeah. Last night, Trump tweeted out uh, calling. I'm assuming he was saying black folks are thugs, and when the looting starts, the shooting starts. So he's calling for us to be shot. He's not calling for the white folks in there to be shot. You
Yeah.
know. So this is what they think about us. And truth be told, it's like we talked about this before. We got to start thinking about how we're going to get to Africa, because we don't have the numbers to fight a hard fight. We don't have the
No,
hardware. Yeah,
no, we don't.
we just don't have it.
We don't. And that's what I always say. You don't get up and say you're going into a fight, and the person you're fighting has guns and ammunitions, and you have stone in your
Yeah,
hands.
yeah,
You
right.
see? So the point is, some people were like kind of coming on to me and saying all kinds of things just because I was saying that I'm not going to ask a brother or a sister to go and fight a war. The reason why I'm not going to do it, not because I'm a coward, or not because I don't know that, to have your freedom, sometimes you must fight for it. It's not like I don't know. But the point is that how do you go to war, and then you're holding clubs and people are holding machine guns? How do you?
Yeah, well, most of the people that are on YouTube saying those things are sitting there behind their keyboards. In fact, a lot of them don't even have their face on their avatar. They have a letter or a cartoon, and they're in their face. So I don't give those people any,
Yeah,
any mind, because if you can't
yeah,
even put your face on the front of the avatar, you're a coward yourself.
yes,
And they're calling people cowards, but they're typing it. They're in there typing, "Hey, you're a
yeah,
coward if
yeah,
you don't fight."
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, yeah. So they're not worth even thinking about. They're scared to go to Africa. I've never been to Africa, but I've been to several countries around the world. I'm not scared to move. For me, it's a financial matter.
Yeah,
Because when it was time for me to go to Argentina, I packed up and left. When I
yeah,
went to Madrid, to Spain, I packed up and left. It wasn't that
yeah,
I was against Africa. It wasn't on my mind at that
yeah.
time. This was when I went to Argentina, this was in the late 80s. And then in the 90s when I went to Madrid. But we didn't have that pressure on us at that time. Now the pressure's turned up. I don't have a problem with Africa. I will go in a heartbeat. I'd rather be home than to be in somebody else's land. But a lot of those people that are saying these things have never left the city they live in.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah,
live there all their life.
And it's like, David, that is the thing. I That's what I always say, that you like, there was this guy Yosef who was always like trying to get me to just say something, to urge people to go and fight. And I'm like, are you without your senses? Are you without your senses?
Yusef, Yusef is a plant. He was on the Pan Africanism Fight Back saying that crazy stuff. He is, he might even be white because he has a letter on his avatar. So I would block him, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
would
what
block him
happened to him.
because if you can't show
That's
your
what
face, if you
that
can't
that
show your face, then you're no good.
yeah, that's what happened to him. And that's what happened to him. And I made sure that he understood where I stood, you know and it's kind of like, it's sad to see this happening, because um it's hard to see this happening, because you see that the kind of latest comments by the president of the United States is kind of like bringing people to a level of anger. And it's like, it's igniting all these protests in these big cities, in New York, in Atlanta, in several places in the nation.
In
And
Los Angeles,
what do you
in
say about
Kentucky.
that? Yeah,
Yeah, in Los
Kentucky as
Angeles and
well.
Kentucky. It's all over the
Yeah.
country now. All he has to say is one or two more insightful things, and he will have this whole country on fire. He will.
Yes. Yes.
And if the police come out and start harming people, it's going to be a mess. The only way he'll win election after that is to not have elections or fix elections. That's the only way.
Yeah.
He won't be
Yeah.
able to win because he's going to destroy. And I think this was his plan all along. I was telling a friend of mine last year that what Trump is going to do is he's going to set up a civil war, and then we won't have elections. Who's going to go out and vote with people shooting in the street?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. Well,
He,
that is what our people must understand, that moving back to the motherland is like moving back to your home. So you can think under the sound condition or peaceful situation within your four walls in your house. You know,
right.
before going out there, you can't be living in somebody's country if they're killing you or not, and just say
Right.
that, what are you going to do about that though? What are you going to do
Yeah.
about that though?
I mean, if they have a whole bunch of arms, there's nothing you can really do if you're outnumbered.
Yes.
It's not a lot you can do.
Yes, and the thing is, for me, I think that, even if you ask me honestly, I think what we need really has nothing to do with guns. What we need to do now is to, one, bring up the new breed of Africa in a way that they're winning the war mentally.
Right.
They're winning the
Right.
war mentally. Because how are you going to, and people get pissed off. I've seen what happened in Zambia when the one of the mayors, I heard that some Chinese people were trying to create apartheid in China by refusing to serve black people over
Right.
there. And how do you call it? He went and he revoked the license of the Chinese, salon, revoked their licenses, and engaged them in some kind of exchange about, what they were doing and how illegal it was. And they were also Hello, family. Are you still on here? Something weird is going on. Something weird is going on. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. If you're here, please drop a comment. Let me know you're still here. Let me know you're still here, family. Ubuntu, 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 solidarity. Solidarity, guys. Solidarity, Ubuntu. It doesn't matter what is thrown at us. Ubuntu. I am because we are. If you're still here, so I'm posting the link again. Join in the conversation. The Woke Africa show is all about conversation. So this is the link. Let me show you. You can call and join in as we wait for David to join us. And I love these conversations, you know. As I was telling you, I'm looking at alternative platforms. I'm looking at alternative platforms, and with your support, if you support us on Patreon, we'll definitely be able to get on other other platforms. So let's talk about this let's take another look about this situation, and I'm trying to find the cities that are protesting right now to see what I can bring you from there.
Response to perceived injustice. Conversation with Martin Luther King III. Opening up, New York City announces it will begin the first phase of reopening, while other regions become hotspots for COVID-19. The CDC issues another grave prediction today. Plus, a closer look at the major difference in how the outbreak is affecting communities that are not far from each other. Take two. Before tomorrow's rescheduled NASA launch in Florida, a massive explosion of a different spaceship in Texas. SpaceX prototype going up in a massive fireball during a practice run. And tonight, remembering those we've lost to COVID-19 by remembering the lives they lived, how they enriched us
All right, welcome back to the Woke Africa show, guys. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy what's going on. It's crazy what's going on, but we would overcome, guys. Please, if you're here, please click your the like button, and let's keep this going.
They have been demanding justice, specifically the arrest of the officers involved. Then a stunning arrest this
So, information coming from San Jose.
still burned. Eruption cheers.
Also, it's coming to us that some protesters have actually blocked the highway in San Jose, and they're demanding justice and arrest for all of the 4 officers. So they're not even taking the one arrest from the officer who had his knee on the neck of George, but they're demanding arrest for all the 4. And so they've kind of like blocked the highway, and they're waiting for the charge. They're waiting for the charge for all the 4. So people in San Jose are not joking either. I'm not joking either. If you have more information about what is going on in other parts of the country, you can just call in and let's,
2 minutes and 46 seconds in total. 2 minutes and 53 seconds of this was after Mr. Floyd was non-responsive. Police are trained at this type of restraint with the subject in a
Okay, so I'm going to take a few of the comments. Atlanta, Washington, D.C., LA, Kentucky, New York, Minnesota are all protesting. Fire, 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 fire. I love this. I love this. Let's keep the protest up. Don't let us say, don't let's stop. Let's keep the protest going until they hear us now. Enough is enough.
Three other officers involved in arresting Floyd, Thomas Lane, and J. Alexander Cunk were also fined.
So, guys, what is being demanded in Minnesota is that it's not just the is it Dewan or Devan officer who had his knee on George's neck. It's not just him that's supposed to be arrested. They're demanding for Officer Derek Chauvin. Okay, well, Chauvin is the one who had his knee on the neck of George, but they're also demanding for that Asian officer that stood there stopping people from intervening in the situation. You remember the guy, the Asian guy who was like blocking people from filming the video, and also like blocking the African American man who was trying to intervene in the situation. I hope you remember the African American man who was filming the whole situation and also trying to intervene in what was going on. um, 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 he was being prevented from intervening by Officer Tao. Okay, Tao Tao. Okay, so that is like TOUNTHAAO. So that's the Asian officer. That's him. And then they had Thomas Lane also on George Floyd pinned down, and I think he was around the stomach area. And Officer Alexander Quang or something like that. Okay, that's the name. Forgive me. He was also, I think, around the knee. So they had these three people had one man pinned down, and one man that is Two Tao was also just making sure that whatever they were doing was successful. So these are the names of the cops who were, carrying out this barbaric, inhumane act of killing a human being like just an animal.
New video shows Lane and Kung also pinning down Floyd as he screams while in handcuffs.
So the Lane guy and the Ping guy, they also pin him down they with their knee. So I don't know what the knee thing is. It's like they all had their hands in their pockets. So I don't know if this is some sort of ritual they were doing, or this is also crazy and it's also messed up. It's also crazy and also messed up. They all had their hands in their pockets. This needs to happen for people to come together and stop killing us African Americans. True. Benews says hi from Tunisia. Hi, Benews. How is the climate in Tunisia, and what does Tunisian people think about this situation that is happening in the US? Oh, guys, listen, look at what Benews just told me. He says your English must improve, but the point is he spelled improve wrongly. Okay, so you're going to be trolling me, you're getting so blocked. Okay, so if you want to be part of the whole conversation, then be part, but if you're trolling me, then you're getting your ass blocked. Okay, all right. So yeah, so these are the cities that has the protest ongoing, and all these officers pinning him down with their hands in their pockets and enjoying how it goes, while this man said, please.
They are under investigation. I anticipate charges. The news comes after a night of rage.
and you know, the FBI comes out to to announce that they were anticipating charges, when at that time people had already gone out protesting heavily. So my question is, is that without the protest and without the talking and without everything, would there have been justice though? So should it always be that every time that someone is killed or someone's life is taken, people must protest before the situation is given any kind of attention?
The Twin Cities and the country. Police fleeing and protesters cheering as the police precinct station goes.
So guys, that is the whole situation, and I really wanted us to have a good conversation, but I see that it's a lot of interference in the feed. It's a lot of interference in the feed. So I guess I would end it here. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will talk again soon. But remember, Ubuntu, I am because we are. Always remember, you must always remember the love black, support black. We black people must learn to love each other. We must learn to support each other. If you can join in the George Floyd protest, please do. If you can join in a protest, please do. We must speak up. We must add our voices, and we must get justice for them. So thank you very much and for watching. And we'll come your way again soon with interesting topics or whenever something new comes up. Have a wonderful evening, and I love you all. Cheers.